Engineering, Chennai. Welcome you, ma'am. Just 2 minutes, ma'am. We'll start with the formal agenda.
Ma'am?
Yes, Kartika, ma'am. Can we start?
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Start, ma'am.
Yes,
Sushma,
ma'am.
are you ready, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. I'm ready. We should start.
Okay, Sushma, you can start now.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everyone gathered here. It's my honor and privilege for me to welcome you all for this webinar on Sustainable Development Goals for our planet, organized by the Department of Civil Engineering in association with Institution Innovation Council of Paavai Engineering College, Namakkal. It is indeed a great pleasure for me to welcome our special guest today, Srimati Amritavarshini Ma'am, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, Sri Sairam Engineering College, Chennai. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you.
I'm indeed happy to welcome Dr. M. Prem Kumar Sir, President of Institution Innovation Council, Principal of Paavai Engineering College. I cordially welcome our Institution Innovation Council Vice President, Dr. K. Sundaramurthy Sir, Professor, Mechanical Department. We welcome you, sir. I also welcome a convener of IIC, Dr. R. Mohanapriya Ma'am, Associate Professor, EC Department. Welcome you, ma'am. I also extend my cordial welcome to a head of the Civil Engineering Department, Professor K. Sharmila Devi Ma'am, organizer of this webinar. Welcome you, ma'am. I now call upon Dr. K. Sundaramurthy Sir, Professor, Mechanical Department, for the presidential address.
Good evening to one and all present here today. I am very happy to be here with the celebration of World Earth Day because we know the importance of the earth and we have to save our earth, and a lot of things are going on to save our earth. But still, there are a lot of things to be done by us. So, as an engineer and as a youngster, so you people need to do a lot of things. And as an engineer, you all have a lot of responsibilities over the ordinary person. So whatever we do or whatever we invent, whatever we use, and whatever we dispose, in all the things we have to look carefully. How can we save our land? That is the thing we have to look here very importantly. So with this message, I would like to conclude, and I thank our today's guest, Mr. Amritavarshini Madam, for accepting our invitation and sparing her valuable time with us today. Thank you very much, Madam.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure is mine.
So thank you. Thanks for your opportunity.
Thank you, sir. I now take this moment to introduce our chief guest. She has completed PG and MPhil in Periyar University, Salem, and started career as a lecturer in Narasu Sarathi Institute of Technology, and having over 14 years of teaching experience as a professor in Sri Sairam Engineering College, Chennai, and currently she is pursuing her PhD in Anna University, Chennai. Also, she is an UBA coordinator in an active IGEN member, involved in various environment-related activities, and keen in educating students about climate change and restoration of ecosystems in environment and guiding them in problem-solving skills. She is a member in IDEA, DAN, and Solvathon activities based on SDG done in college. She has also given expert talk in various online and offline webinars and also conferences about nanomaterials and environment. We're happy to have you as our chief guest, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that lovely introduction. I feel very much happy to be among learned members, Dr. K. Sundaramurthy, Dr. Mohanapriya, Dr. Sharmila. Thank you all for this wonderful opportunity. I'm very much excited. So, Dr. Mohanapriya and Dr. Sharmila, shall we proceed with the presentation?
Yes, ma'am, sure. I mean, you can proceed now.
Yes,
Is it
ma'am.
audible? Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
So the presentation is visible, I believe.
Presentation is not visible.
Okay,
Hello?
sir. I'll try. I'll try once again, sir.
Yes, madam.
Yes, sir. Due regards to the Mother Earth, who is giving us all the resources we require, she is making life possible for every one of us on this lovely world. The world Earth, the Mother Earth definitely deserves a great salute. But what we people do today, we pollute it a lot. So my presentation, I always believe in actions than in presenting something or learning something or telling something. Actions speak more than words. So my effort is a little thing. I'm just here to guide you about the SDG action for a better earth. What is SDG actually? Sustainable Development Goals.
Excuse me, ma'am. Sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
Ma'am, sorry to interrupt. Your
No
voice
worries.
is little blurred. I suppose you have got some network issues.
Is it okay now?
Yes, fine, ma'am.
Is it okay? Is it clear?
We are getting little, little clarity is not there.
Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am, you can proceed and just go on to full slide presentation mode, ma'am.
Okay. So what is SDG actually? So it is just 17 goals totally recommended by the United Nations. It is it is a first step towards a better environment and a better world. There are totally 17 goals, and we'll see one by one. I'll just give you a glimpse of what is there and what is the target in 2030. All these goals are aimed at achieving a better environment and a better living place. So out of selfishness, we try to protect the environment so that we'll have a better living area. So this SDG goals, it is accepted by more than 193 countries. What is the motto or what is the agenda for 2030? It is to safeguard planet Earth through sustainable development. I believe everyone know about sustainable development. It is giving all the resources to the present generation and maintaining the capacity of Earth to meet the needs of the future generation. Are the slides visible? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Everything is okay.
Is my voice okay now?
Yes, ma'am, it is clear only. You can proceed.
Yes. So the agenda of this Sustainable Development Goals launched by the United Nations in 2015 is to give a sustainability to the earth. What do you mean by sustainability? It is just maintaining the meeting the needs of the present generation while maintaining the ability of earth to meet the needs of the next generation. So this is launched in 2015 and it is accepted and it is being looked into and it is worked upon by 193 nations. Why do we need sustainable development goals? So it gives you a focus into the poverty, the inequality, the climate change, the environmental degradation, peace and justice that is most required nowadays. So when you, some of these SDG goals may sound irrelevant to safeguarding the earth, but it is actually not so. All the 17 goals are refined or framed just with the idea of making living better. That is what the earth is meant to be. So the earth is meant for the use of human beings, animals, and every other living organism. And only when you maintain the environment and the earth, you will have a better life. So this is the objective actually. Now we'll pass on to the goals. So the first goal is to end poverty in all forms. And we know very well there is a lot of poverty, and India as a developing country is having undernourished, malnourished, and starving kids and adults. So this target is by 2030 is to make sure all men and women, in particular the poor and vulnerable, are having equal rights and they have the basic amenities, the basic services, the minimum food they need, the minimum control over land, and all the natural resources should be easily available to them. There should be no such thing called poverty. We are marching towards eradicating poverty. So this is the target in 2020. The first goal is to end poverty. So what is the second goal? The first goal and the second goal are, you can say, conjoined, zero hunger. So this zero hunger goal is to achieve 0% hunger and give food security, improve nutrition, and to promote sustainable agriculture. What is the target by 2020? You should end all forms of malnutrition, including achieving zero wasting. What do you mean by wasting in a kid? Wasting in a kid means weakening of his body or her body. And you should avoid malnutrition. And you should ensure all the kids below 5 years cross that age with proper nutrition. They enter into the adolescent age and they become healthy adults. So these agreed targets of stunting and wasting in children under 5 years of age and address the nutritional needs of adolescent girls, pregnant and lactating women, and older persons. So in India, in spite of being the second or the third largest producer in the world of food, India is the third largest producer of food in the world. There are millions and millions of people starving from undernutrition and malnutrition. So that should not be the case. There should be equal dividing of food throughout the country, throughout the world, and in India too. Because in most of the other developed countries, children below 5 years or adolescent girls or pregnant and lactating mother, they get proper nutrition. But what happens in India is the knowledge is not there and they don't get proper nutrition, and that has now been taken care of by the government. So what is the scenario? Why this goal becomes very important? This is because the global pandemic is exacerbating world hunger. It is aggravating hunger more. More than 70 to 161 million people are likely to have experienced hunger as a result of pandemic in 2020. More than 22% of the children are stunted. They are not having proper growth. 6.7% of the children suffer from wasting. And 5.7% of the... Ma'am? Yes?
Ma'am, slide is not changed, ma'am. We are in the same slide.
Which slide? Are you still in zero hunger?
No, ma'am. Planet Earth, transforming our world. Third slide, we are still in third slide.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, I'll see what it is. Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm talking about this present slide, zero hunger. So our goal is to end malnutrition and undernutrition. And what I am talking about is this slide. 22% of the children are stunted growth who are below 5 years. 6.7% of the kids are suffering from wasting. What do you mean by wasting? Wasting is nothing but weakening of the body due to lack of food or proper diet or balanced diet. And 5.7% of the kids are overweight, below 5 years. And as you know, there are a lot of food in India. But what happens is, in European countries and in America, people with normal wages or people with normal amount of money, they can afford good and nutritious meal. Whereas in India, only the rich can afford nutritious meal. Nutritious meal doesn't mean you eat a lot or a big portion of meal. Nutritional meal is a balanced diet having proteins, vitamins, minerals, fibers, carbohydrates, etc. So this type of food is not available to most of the kids in India, and that has to be taken care of. And what is the goal 3? Goal 3 is to ensure good health and well-being. This is the third important goal of United Nations. Ensure healthy life and promote well-being for all at all ages. And what is its target? By 2030, you should end preventable deaths of newborns, and you should give proper neonatal care. And there should be freedom from diseases, or there should be safety from diseases like AIDS, tuberculosis, malaria, tropical diseases, hepatitis, and waterborne diseases, and other communicable diseases. So this is the aim or the target by 2030. How can this be achieved? Are these things being focused upon or concentrated in India? Yes, the government is giving prenatal and postnatal care for the women who is pregnant, for the girls who are pregnant, and the mothers, newborn babies. Free vaccination is given, and balanced diet is given, and funds are also released for their care during delivery. So these are the steps taken by the government. Along with this, family planning programs, family welfare programs are being carried upon. And all these schemes are aiming at giving a proper, safe life and during the infant stage of the kid, and also maternal care for the mother who is feeding the baby. What is the fourth SDG goal? It is quality education. So we should ensure all boys and girls are having quality education and they have effective learning outcomes. By educating the students doesn't mean they know how to read or write. You should give them functional literacy. What is functional literacy? Functional literacy means a farmer should know what kind of seeds he should buy and what fertilizers are apt for his land. A woman who is going on daily wages should know how to count the salary she is getting. Or a man who is doing a daily wages as a coolie, he should know what he is earning. So this is what you call functional literacy. This is possible only when the kid is given a primary education up to 8th standard. So bearing that in mind, child labor is prohibited up to the age of 14 years. So every nation is working towards that, and that is the aim of giving quality education. What is the goal 5? The goal 5 is gender equality, and women know more about it. As a woman, as a woman, everyone would have felt that there should be more equality in the society. So that doesn't mean male suppress women. It is naturally it is in the air like a disease. Everywhere women see or experience suppression, right from not having a safe washroom when you go to a bus stand or when you go to a public place. You don't have a proper washroom. You don't have sanitized use napkins or tissues, etc. So those things are where a woman's freedom is deprived of her. She is deprived of her freedom, and she is deprived of care. So those things should not be there. There should be some equality. There should be some rights for women, including dividing the property, having a managerial right, holding a good position in a office or any other high position. So that gender equality should be achieved, and it should empower all men, all women and girls. And by meaning equality, there should be zero violence against women and girls. It includes zero trafficking and zero sexual and other type of exploitation. and safety in all types of public and private spheres. So what is the present scenario? Why is women and girls should be given equality? This is because what we expect is 50-50, but only 25.6% of women are given places in national parliament. 36.3% of women are in local government, and only 28.2% of women are in managerial positions. And also, 1 out of every 3 women face trafficking, harassment in one form or other. Physical violence is done against her in any form, and there is a lot of possibility for child marriage or child bride. So these things are post-COVID, the situation is worst, even worse, we can say. And also, when compared to a man, a woman is spending a lot of her time in unpaid chores, household chores, unpaid domestic and care work, etc. So this labor is exploiting women and is depriving her of her freedom to talk, share her views, or to get an equal income like men. So that is again a great concern, and that is again noted by the United Nations, and they have framed this goal, gender equality.
Ma'am,
Yes.
Amartoshini,
Yes.
ma'am,
Yes.
just put your presentation to full screen mode, no? F5, ma'am. Or at the bottom, you will have a presentation mode in the screen itself.
I don't find any.
And if your video isn't on, you can turn off your video also, ma'am, because your voice is breaking. Click it, ma'am. Exactly what you're doing. Just click that, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Am I audible now?
And you can turn off your camera if it is in the on mode, ma'am, so that it is.
No, the camera is off.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And we have got a full screen. Thank you. You're in goal number 6.
Goal number 6.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You don't see my video, right?
No, ma'am. No.
Yes, it is already switched off. Should I change the speaker I'm using, or am I audible now?
Audible, ma'am.
Okay. So what is goal number 6? It is clean water and sanitation. And you know how we pollute water. You use a lot of industrial chemicals. You release a lot of hazardous chemicals. A lot of wastage, domestic sewage, industrial effluent, etc. Without being recycled, they are sent to water. And what is the effect of this? More than 26% of the population, they lack safety or safe managed drinking water. More than 46% lack safely managed sanitation and clean water for their domestic purposes, and more than 29% lack basic hygiene. What is actually happening? Between 1970 to 2015, naturally available wetlands that are source of water and aquatic richness that contribute towards the mega diversity of the globe, it is facing a clean decline. So why is it happening? Is there a water crisis in India? Absolutely no. There is ample water in India, and we don't share. We always try to keep the water within our state, and a lot of water is wasted in the river basin. And because of the greedy industries, they have their industries set near a water body, and they use a lot of free water. And whatever water they use, it is wasted, and the wastewater is again flowing into the water bodies nearby. But for a can of water, a normal person is paying 40 to 50 rupees. So this is the crisis going on in India. And very recently, before 2 years, Cape Town in Africa, it faced a severe water crisis where an individual or a family got only 25 liters of water for use, domestic use per day, including drinking. So when you don't take any action, that will be the future of India too. In spite of having a lot of water, we lack sharing. We have a lot of political intervention. We have a lot of industrial tycoons. They are stealing water and depriving our individuals or normal citizens, and they are making us pay a lot of money towards water. So this should be taken care of, or this situation should change, and that is again a goal of the United Nations. So what is the goal 7? Ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy to all. So this is what is the target. You have to use renewable energy, solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, geothermal energy, and the biodiesel, the gobar gas, etc. These sort of energies are available cheaply and readily, and they are renewable. And we need not rely upon the fossil fuels that are non-renewable, and they are also exhausting. And we should not drive those fuels to extinction in the near future. So having that in mind, you can develop some clean mechanisms using solar energy, wind energy, etc., and make them affordable and easily accessible to normal people. That is the target by 2030. So what is goal number 8? Promote inclusive, sustainable economic growth, employment, and decent work for all. So the target is to promote business. Everyone should be self-employed. The government should release funds for self-employment. The government should also release funds for new innovations, entrepreneurship, creativity, and innovation. Encourage the formalization and growth of micro, small-scale, and medium-sized enterprises, including through thorough access to financial services. So a normal middle-class individual should be given financial guidance and support so that he becomes a businessman and he develops a strong base and he employs people. So by doing this, by encouraging this, the unemployment can be eradicated and everyone will get a decent job, a decent salary, and a decent lifestyle, and they can afford a lot of food, because at the end, food is more important. Only a sound body will have a sound mind. So if you don't have enough food for our Indians, kids or adults to be, then the physical development will not be there, and mental development will be zero. So that is the aim of most of the Asian countries and European countries. They steal the food that is available for Indians, and by stealing food, they steal our mental development. The next goal is build resilient infrastructure. So goal number 9 is industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Build resilient infrastructure, promote sustainable industrialization, and foster innovation. So we are having innovation, incubation cell, innovation cell, a dean for innovation, a separate cell for innovation, new postings for innovation. But what we lag, where we lag is we don't have enough innovation. We still are lagging behind in that. So government should encourage, they should release more funds towards innovation. And why should innovation be there in a sustainable development goal? What the hell is innovation doing in sustainable development goal towards the earth? Innovation means the innovation should support the sustainable development of or the existence of earth. For example, the Bagos filter, cyclonic separator, all these innovations are minimizing air pollution. And you have a lot of other new innovations that minimize the acidification, ocean acidification. You can stop the pollution in the industry itself. So many other innovative ideas, simple ideas, changes in design, changes in the existing tools, changes in the existing instruments can bring about a big change in the environment. They can give us a cleaner, greener earth. So such type of innovation should be encouraged and should be funded by the government. So that is what is considered here, not the technical innovation. So innovation here means innovation that is helping environmental sustainability. So this innovation should not stop with our country. Developed countries should encourage underdeveloped countries, and they should fund projects in underdeveloped countries, and they should also concentrate upon small countries, and the development should be overall. So every country that is developed, that is having more money, we should aim in helping the less developed countries. So what is happening actually after COVID? There is a heavy decline in the financial status of most of the countries, and there is a heavy decline in the industrial development. So you can enhance rural connectivity by connecting the rural areas with the urban areas. The poverty can be minimized. More than 300 million people, rural dwellers, will get access to more food, more employment opportunities, more education, etc. You need more investment in the research and development. Research and development should be encouraged and more innovation should be there. This is goal number 10. Goal number 10 is reduce inequality. Inequality in any form between the male and female, between developed and less developed nations, etc. All those things should be eradicated. And what is the target in 2030? Reduce inequality within and among nations. Progressively achieve and sustain income growth for the bottom 40% of the population at a rate higher than the national average. Empower and promote the social, economic, and political inclusion of all, irrespective of age, sex, disability, race, ethnicity, origin, religion, or economic and other status. So there should not be any partiality in any form among the people in the earth. So everyone is equal, and the inequalities between the rich and poor nation, developed and underdeveloped nation should be lowered. What is goal number 11? Goal number 11 is sustainable cities and communities. What is the target? Make cities inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. So these cities should be safe, adequate, affordable housing, and basic services and upgrade slums. There should not be slums. People dwelling in slums, they have a poor quality lifestyle, and their lifestyle can be improved, and they can be given some funds so that they have a better living area, and they should be given proper employment opportunities. They should be educated about sanitation, and they should be given some sanitation. The UBA is working on rural areas and slum betterment. So this is achieved only by sustainable cities and communities. United Nations has set this as goal number 11. So what is goal number 12? Responsible consumption and production. It includes reduce, reuse, and recycle technique. You ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns. So what is the target in 2030? Achieve the environmentally sound management of chemicals and all waste throughout their life cycle in accordance with agreed international framework, and significantly reduce their release to air, water, and soil in order to minimize their adverse impacts on human health and the environment. So what we are doing, what is actually the scenario? See how we are polluting the environment. Between 2000 and 2012, 1 million plastic drinking bottles are purchased every minute. 5 trillion single-use plastic bags are thrown away each year. Developing countries still have vast untapped potential for renewable energy. What is actually happening? Every individual uses a lot of e-waste. 7.3 kilograms of e-waste is being used, but only 1.7 kilogram is recycled. So fossil fuels is being wasted. You generate a lot of plastic. Every year, more and more of e-waste and plastic is dumped as landfill. And this current scenario proceeds. Chennai, for example, will be in the next 10 to 15 years, Chennai will be an area completely filled with landfill. And I believe you know what landfill is. Landfill is managing a method to manage solid waste. So the e-waste, plastic, etc., they are shredded into pieces, they are dumped over land. In this current scenario, if we are going to buy more and more gadgets, if we are going to buy more and more plastic, and we are throwing plastic just like that, in 10 to 15 years, the entire Chennai area will not be enough to be converted into a landfill. We need land more than that. Lot of land area will be wasted. So there should be some responsible consumption of resources, and there should be some minimum wastage, and there should be some responsible production. There should be reduce, reuse, and recycle, and everyone should follow minimalism. Minimalism, is it possible? Yes, of course. But the thing is, what we don't practice, we should not propagate. So I should not insist you to use less plastic when I am not doing that. I'm just teaching. It is up to that individual. Every individual can start from within. they can reduce the usage of plastic. And when you use plastic, you should use it sensibly. How many of you here know that the milk packet, what you use, if you cut it into pieces, the small bits, they cannot be recycled again. So when you cut the milk packet, pierce it open and you leave the, whenever you cut a milk packet, you cut a bit of it. So that bit should be kept attached to the packet itself. The whole packet, as a packet, it is recyclable. But when you cut the small piece out, that small piece is not recyclable. And that small piece will clog the pores and it will cause severe drainage issue. So this is a small initiative that you can take from your kitchen, and in every plastic packet you use, you can practice this. Instead of cutting it open and throwing the small bit away, keep the small bit attached to the main packet itself. So this small initiative will do a great deal of good to the earth. What is goal 13? Climate action. The first and foremost concern is climate action. There is global warming. There is a lot of pollution. There is acidification. There is acid rain, greenhouse effect, ozone layer depletion. Every bit of it having a great effect on our health. So this, what is the target by 2030? Improve education, awareness raising, and human and institutional capacity on climate change mitigation, adaptation, impact reduction, and early warning. So this is a climate action has to be taken care of, and that is taken care of by a lot of societies. Goal 14 is to life below water. So what are we doing? Conserve and sustainably use the oceans, seas, and marine resources. Excuse me. So by 2025, the target is to prevent and significantly reduce marine pollution of all kinds, in particular from land-based activities, including marine debris and nutrient pollution. What is nutrient pollution? The fertilizer you use flow into water when there is a soil erosion or when there is a washout or when there is a rain and runoff. This reaches the water and causes eutrophication. Most of the industries pollute water directly. Most of the effluents and domestic sewage are dumped into water bodies, which have a direct impact on the marine ecosystem, the phytoplanktons, zooplanktons, the coral reefs, the nursing and spawning areas of fishes are damaged. So, at the end, what is the current scenario? There is a lot of marine pollution and fisheries are collapsed. There is a lot of acidification and the mangrove forest and the coral reefs are damaged to the core. There is a lot of eutrophication. There is also raising ocean temperature. Over 3 billion people rely on oceans for their livelihood. What is happening? The dead zones have increased. Because of this pollution, back in 2008, there were only 400 dead zones where the fishes died in large numbers, and now it is 700. So marine diversity is the richest diversity in the world, and it is damaged because of lot of pollution. And only few countries concentrate upon small-scale fishermen. They don't concentrate or they don't give any importance to the safety of fishermen also. So marine diversity is contributing a lot to our economy. We export a lot of fishes. So if you don't take care of this life below water, there will be a heavy loss to marine biodiversity. Goal number 15, life on land. We have lot of deforestation, we have lot of desertification, and we have lot of droughts and floods. And we strive to achieve a land degradation neutral world. There is a heavy loss to biodiversity because of this erratic rainfall, lot of deforestation, industrial setups, developmental activity, poaching, killing of animals, etc., etc. And the natural calamities also play a great role in damaging the environment and biodiversity loss. So what is the goal or target by 2030 is to combat desertification, restore degraded land and soil, including land affected by desertification, drought and flood, and strive to achieve a land degradation neutral world. is actually happening. Lot of species are being threatened to extinction. 41% of the amphibians, 34% of the conifers, 33% of coral reefs, 26% of mammals, and 14% of birds are threatened seriously. And global warming is also playing havoc or damage. Many of the activities are stalled. They stopped. They ceased to operate in the last 5 years. There is a lot of deforestation and there is a lot of industrial development that leads to decline in biodiversity. And we have to concentrate upon killing or eradicating the invasive species. An invasive alien species is nothing but a species damaging the environment and the ecosystem. So these species should not be there, and that is also to be taken care of. What is goal number 16? This is again against human trafficking in any form. Peace, justice, and strong institutions. You should reduce all forms of violence and trafficking for women, children, and any other kid. There should not be child labor. Death rate should be death rate because of crimes should be very, very less, and there should be justice to everyone. That is goal number 16. Again, this is a very important goal because for a happy living, we need more justice and we need more defense and safety. The defense and safety in every country needs to be strengthened. This is the last goal, the last one, but a very important one, partnership for the goals. All these goals cannot be achieved single-handedly by one single person. We have to join hands in making these goals possible, and we should help the developing countries too. So to improve domestic capacity of tax and other revenue collection and for the proper usage of the collected tax, you need partnerships for the goals. The government should join together. Various countries can join together. Within a country, the states, and within the states, the local parties, the institutions, offices, every organization should join together in achieving these goals. As said by Dalai Lama, climate change is not limited to national boundaries. It will affect us all. There will be more hotter temperature, there is more severe storm, and there is more increased drought. What are the various societies working on climate action? The Climate Action Network CAN, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, and the United Nations Environment Program. So these organizations, they take care of the climate changes. They do a lot of research work. They fund a lot of projects. They encourage workshops. They encourage seminars, conferences. They also fund a lot of other activities and innovations that work against climate, work towards climate action. And what is this? Every one of us know this. IGEN, the Institution of Green Engineers, connects the green professionals worldwide, working towards SDG goals and providing solutions for the sustainable greener future through the 9-color nanogon with Geor Society. So IGEN is an existing group of professionals worldwide, and you can join it as an institution or as a volunteer, and you can work towards achieving the sustainable development goal. And within our institutions, in every educational institution, now we have the UBA, and UBA is now joining hands with the IEEE 2. What is UBA? Invest Bharat Abhiyan, Rural Development Process Scheme. So how can you participate in the UBA? As a mentoring institution, as a participating institute, as an expert to give guidance, as a voluntary organization, you can participate, as a developmental agency, as a philanthropist, as a NSS member, and as a volunteer. So you can involve yourself. Many UBA work have been carried out. Even today, a lot of trees have been planted, a lot of sanitation has been done in many villages, a lot of new toilets have been built, lot of tanks have been cleaned, lot of ponds, lakes, and rivers have been restored in their ecosystem, and many people are given access to sanitation and access to clear drinking water in the rural area because of this Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. And even you, every one of us can contribute by becoming a volunteer. So this is our motto. Together, we must invest in our planet, not just because we care, but because we live on it. So there is some selfishness. We need a better environment. We need a better earth because our lifestyle will be improving. We can live in harmony with the environment. A truly luxurious life is not having all the modern amenities, but it is actually having clean air to breathe, fresh water to drink, good sanitation, nutritious food. So that is possible only when you maintain a better earth. Healthy earth supports our survival, happiness, livelihood, and jobs. A healthy planet is not an option, it is a necessity. Try to live a happy life. You should do some contribution, or we as a team or as proper responsible citizens of the world should salute, should be grateful to what the earth has given us. It is feeding all our needs, but it is not ready to feed our greed. It need not feed our greed. So if you stop being greedy, if people don't use lot of plastic, if people don't do lot of poaching and exploitation, if we minimize the industrial waste, if we minimize pollution, we can march towards a better earth. And by marching towards that goal, we are marching towards a better lifestyle. So happy Earth Day. Thank you all.
Thank you, madam. Surya?
Ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. You can proceed.
Yes, ma'am.
Anuppungada.
Good evening, everyone. I deem it a great honor and a privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this memorable occasion. First and foremost, I thank our special guest, Srimati T. Amritavarshini, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, Sri Sairam Engineering College, Chennai, who, despite her busy schedule, has found time to grace this occasion and sharing her knowledge. I express my heartfelt thanks on behalf of everyone. Thank you, ma'am. We are grateful to thank our convener, Dr. R. Mohanapriya, ma'am, Associate Professor, ECE Department of Paavai Engineering College. Thank you, ma'am. My sincere thanks to our respected HOD, ma'am, Professor K. Sharmila Devi, Department of Civil Engineering, for organizing this webinar successful. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Surya.
I thank our faculty coordinator, IIC, Mrs. B. Kartiga, Assistant Professor, Civil Department, and other faculty members for their valuable contribution and guidance. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir and madam. And I also thank every invitees present here. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Dr. Sharmila. Thank you, Dr. Mohanapriya. Thank you for all the all the lovely learned persons who attended the and listened to my presentation with a lot of patience. Thank you all for inviting me, and it has been great to be with you all, at least in an online program like this. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
And thank you, ma'am. One requisition from my side, if possible,
Yes.
all of you can turn on your video for a group photo.
Sure, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you, Amritavarshini, ma'am. You have completed within the stipulated time, because organizing webinars after 5:30, 6:30, having our students within the meeting is really a tedious task, and you've completed within 50 minutes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. My pleasure. And I believe it was not boring.
And World Earth Day, we have got a big rainwater harvester in the name of Amritavarshini, and we also had a World Earth Day celebration today in our campus. Citing your name today, Amritavarshini is the name there in our college. Big rainwater, Asia's biggest rainwater harvesting is in Paavai Engineering College. It has also been noted in Times of India too. So
a big thanks to Paavai institutions, and I feel honored. My name is there somewhere. Okay. Yeah, thank you, ma'am. A real happiness. Thanks.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Once again, ma'am, we'll just have a group photo, like many students are turning on their camera. I also thank Pugalendi sir, EDC coordinator, who's there in the meeting right from the beginning. Sharmila madam, HOD of Civil Department, for organizing this program along with Institution Innovation Council. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your support, and from your team too.
Thank you. I should thank you, ma'am. Without you, I didn't get this great opportunity for inviting Amrita ma'am for our webinar. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And and all my dear children, students who have participated. Yes, thank you all. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all.